if you want to make it far in life, you must be willing to make sacrifices as well. If you want to be honored, you want to be elevated, you want to be respected, you want to be feared, and you want God to elevate you, to put you on top, man, you must be willing to go through sacrifices. And you must learn the spiritual side of things, because you see, this earth, nothing is going to be given to you for free. And that's where a lot of people, when they gave their life to Christ, they just think that they're going to be blessed the next day, which is not false. But before you receive your blessings, you're going to have to go through a period of test, through a period of trials and tribulations. Because God wants to know if that relationship that you want to build with Him, you are literally serious about it. Or you're just trying to talk, you are just talking about you love God with your mouth. And you also say with your action that you love God when suffering starts happening, when the enemy is throwing every sort of things on your hand, on your life, when the enemy is throwing every sort of curses in your life, when the enemy is paining you every single day, you are having dreams where you have been attacked, you have been choked. The enemy is trying to take your life, but you need to remain faithful with God. You need to remain consistent with God. There's nothing as tough as keeping your eyes focusing on God when the enemy is doing everything to take you out, or to kill you, if I should say. But people, most of the time, they want to serve God. Excuse me, I have some room noise a bit. They want to serve God, but they're not willing to pay the price. Okay, God comes with loyalty and sacrifices. Obedience is always better than sacrifices. Be where you want to be is great, but be where God wants to be is much more greater. And it doesn't matter how much you've been praying, doing 10 hours prayer a day or 20 hours prayer a day, fasting, giving money to charity, all those stuff. If you haven't been obeying to God, man, all of that is pointless. Because people will say, oh, I gave this money to this person, I did this to that person, I did this, I did that. You did all those things, but have you been obedient to God? Have you been doing what God has asked you to do? Are you where God wants you to be? Because some of you, God has asked you to be isolate, so that he can train you for your future blessing, or train you for the mission that He has for you. But instead for you to choose to be isolate and to learn from God, what you did was you went and started doing things by your own, because you are scared to be lonely. You are scared to take a risk. You are scared to be rejected by people. So what you do, is you compromise, and you start trying to fit in. You start trying to please other people. You forget your core with God. You ignore God's voice because you want to please your flesh. You ignore God's voice because you want what pleases you, and you are outside screaming at anybody else that you love God. You just don't work that way. You can't say to somebody that you love that person and you don't spend time with that person. You don't listen to that person. You don't do what that person is asking you to do. And that's how many believers today, they have messed their missions. The code that God has upon their life, they have messed up with it, because they chose to follow God or to serve God according to their own understanding. And the sad thing is, even when you're trying to reproach people about those things, they understand it, but it's like they are not understanding it. It's like they are listening, but they don't understand. But it's just life, man, and there's nothing we can do.